to be honest, I didn't download TikTok until like a couple months ago because I was so like, I was being old man.
Hey, it's okay. I downloaded it like last week.
Alright guys, welcome back to a show where we get real with our thoughts on all things concerning life. We're your hosts, BM,
JUNNY,
Peniel of B2B.
And Ashley Choi.
and we have a very, very special guest blessing this episode. But before we introduce him, make sure to follow and review our podcast on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts.
5 stars only.
5 stars, or you
All right, yeah.
you a sucker. Yeah. We got a Grammy Award winning, multiple Grammy nominated mix engineer. Work with top tier artists such as Hit Boy, Nas, BTS, Big Sean, Kendrick Lamar, Kali Uchis, and more. We got David Yungin Kim in the studio. Let's go.
Thank you all for having me.
Welcome.
Thank you guys.
Hello.
Thank you guys.
Straight off the plane 2 days ago, right?
Yeah. It's good to be here. Excited because I watch you guys.
Oh, really?
You guys keep me young. You guys keep me young.
What an honor.
Grammy Award winner watches us.
Let's go. Now you're here in Korea. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
You're doing here.
I was born here, okay? I get to come back when I'm No, but for real, I'm working on a producer album actually. Until now, like
Okay.
I've been a recording engineer, a mix engineer, and now I'm like kind of expanding my horizons because like
Okay.
I want to get creative, you know. So I'm getting into the creative part of it, and I'm doing like a DJ Khaled, Metro Boomin style compilation album.
Are you gonna be screaming in every single one of your tracks?
No.
What's your catchphrase or
I'm
whatever
not
the
gonna
tag?
have one. I'm not gonna have one because like that represents. I don't like what that represents. You know what I'm saying? Like
David Yungin Kim.
maybe that. Can you guys give me a soundbite?
Oh.
But yeah.
But you're mixing it. You're mixing the album. So you're putting the album together and then you're mixing it yourself, right?
So I
Producing
produced it.
Yeah.
I recorded
Right.
everyone, and I'm mixing it and
So
mastering
you're
it.
incorporating everything into this album right now.
Yeah.
That's insane,
So
bro.
my lifelong, all those skills I've acquired,
Wow.
I'm putting it into this.
Was this like a
project.
lifelong dream? Or
No, actually, like I haven't had thoughts of doing this before this year. And I mean, last year, like my team in Korea, they were like, hey, why don't you try to put together like a producer album to get your name more out there? Because like, you know, there's a lot of things I want to do in Korea. Like I want to get into education for engineering and producing. I want to eventually have my own studio out here. So like in order to do that, you need some kind of name. And like everyone I introduce myself to in Korea as an engineer, they're like, what does an engineer do? You know what I mean?
Oh, you don't know?
A lot of people don't know what engineers
surprisingly,
do.
not a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
like
think
the
we know
Azure-
because
Yeah.
we're in the music
Oh, so
scene.
Mm-hmm.
like just like
yeah.
people who don't know much about music.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
don't-
Just consume it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, do you guys have matching glasses?
Yeah, I was about to say.
never mind.
Mine's
Matching.
Lindbergh.
Oh.
I'm not cool enough yet.
Dang.
For the card.
Here, let's
I'll get there.
Wait, so are you working with Korean artists?
Yeah. So this first album, it's gonna be like my homage, like me learning my identity again. Because for a long time, it's like I want to be American so bad,
Right,
You know,
right,
and try
right,
to
yeah,
fit
yeah.
into America and have them accept me. But I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, why do I need them to accept me when I'm proud of who I am? So part of that process is coming back home
Okay.
and making an album with my people.
Yeah.
Can you spoil some artists you're working with?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hey,
He's on
it.
it.
Your boy is on it. Hey, the track we did is hard.
That's all we need to know.
That's all we need to know. No, there's some
It's
hitters
not-
on the album
okay.
too. I while working on it, he let me listen to a lot of like the tracks.
We got the first song we got coming out as a single is Jesse featuring Camo. Yeah, and Cha Cha Malone helped produce it too.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so that's gonna be the first song. And
Wow.
maybe throughout the episode we'll sprinkle a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Wait, how many tracks in total?
It's actually gonna be like a 2-part album. One coming out in the summer and then one coming out in like the fall, winterish. So like we got the hip hop songs for the summer, the rap songs for the summer, and then we got like R&B vibes for
For the fall, winter. Okay, nice.
And then it's gonna be like 7 songs each.
Wow.
Each.
man.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
14 songs total.
Yeah,
That's
what
awesome.
we aiming
Nice.
for.
Nice.
And you've been coming like back and forth a lot within the past like year. Them
This is
plane
my fourth,
tickets.
this is my 4th trip this year.
This year?
Yeah, in a year.
It's
only
3
March.
months.
No, I'm saying like in the calendar year.
Oh,
So since last July,
March?
I've been
okay.
here 4 times for a total of like 3 months. I can't lie. In the beginning, it was super exciting every time I come in. Now I'm like,
Flights are
the
hard
flight
dude,
is just like,
no.
oh.
Yeah.
But I'm still super happy to be here.
Are you taking business or economy?
I took economy this
Ah,
time.
shoot. Then that's
If it's the fourth time,
yeah.
Like, where are you coming from? LA?
LA.
Oh yeah, it's
12
like what is it, like
hours.
12 hours, just like
It's deep.
I mean, I'm imagining also the cost of the album too.
Oh yeah, we running it up.
I seen
okay,
the
it's an
videos,
investment.
too.
It's an investment.
It's an investment.
It's an
Yeah.
investment.
There's no price to it.
Yeah.
There's no amount of price that can justify like making an album, for your home country. All the accolades behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I'm trying to be like the bridge,
Okay,
between
okay.
America and Korea.
No, because I feel like I don't think a lot of producers do producer albums in Korea either, right?
I haven't heard of one yet.
I don't think
Groovy
either.
Room maybe.
Groovy Room did one.
Oh, they
Primary
don't?
하고.
Yeah,
Primary.
Coconuts.
Oh, do they? Okay, never mind. That's a little more.
Yeah. They have a lot of producer
But it's still
album.
early stages.
Yeah,
It is still early
I'm
stages.
just not familiar with like
Yeah.
the
Wait.
Korean hip hop.
But that's the thing. Like, they don't mix, master. Like, they don't do all of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
they
he's
don't.
doing everything,
That's
right?
crazy.
He got like the whole creative input on the whole thing. Like, every single detail. It's all you.
And I wrote on a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, this is what I've been wanting to do for 15 years secretly.
Wow.
Like, I started my music career as like a rapper. Like everyone that works in music,
Oh,
whether
yeah.
you're a producer, rapper, engineer, at one point you wanted to be a singer or a rapper.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
Right.
front
And
man.
then, and then something happens where you're like, maybe this is a career choice, you know. But since that, it's like, okay, these are things I've always wanted to do, and I felt like I've been in studio with so many like big artists, so I've learned the workflows. You know what I mean? I've been in studio with like Pharrell, Timbo, like, all these guys. So like I learned how to produce without actually learning how to produce.
Wow.
And then like I've been in the studio with like Kendrick, J. Cole, like all these guys writing in there. So I'm like, oh, I might be able to do this too. So this is like the culmination of all that. Wow. Yeah.
That's
Learning from the best.
really big name people.
Yeah.
But take us through like the beginnings though. Like what got you into loving music? And you said you started off with rap, right?
Mhm.
Like what got you really wanting to do that as like maybe a career? Like what got you considering it as a career?
So the first album I ever purchased was Illmatic, and it was written by Nas.
Right.
And also DJ Doc number 3. I mean
Ooh.
DJ Doc Summer.
So you were listening to Korean music and
And-
the music in the Western scene
It
too.
started with the Nas, and then it got into, who's making this music but looks like me? You know what I mean? So Drunken Tiger, DJ Doc, and Soteji.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I mean, I'm not gonna say I was like an avid fan of Korean rap.
Right.
It was more of like, okay, this is what's possible. You know?
And back then, because we didn't have social media and stuff, Korea was a little behind too in
Right.
terms of music and stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It's
Like no streaming platforms. You have to
Yeah,
buy
yeah.
the CDs.
Yeah, so,
So it was
it's
actually my
understandable that-
cousin, my female cousin. She's older than me. She came to LA to visit, and she brought like cassette tapes. Like
Oh,
this
dang.
is, he
Not even
might like
CDs.
this.
Cassette tapes.
Cassette tapes. The CDs existed, but I think cassette tapes were kind of like
There's still more.
cool.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Shout out to your cousin, huh?
Yeah.
Buy you all the music.
Put you
I
on
don't
that.
give her enough props actually.
Yeah.
Like, hey, if you're watching this, thank you.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you guys know each other?
Oh,
So
funny
this is
story.
the big bro from like way back in the day. Grade 5, grade 6. My best friend Joe at the time, so he's kind of like one of the reasons I started dancing too. Me and him were like learning how to like sea walk and like clown walk and like crump together and whatnot. That's his older brother. David is his older brother.
Okay, okay.
He was
Yeah.
best friends with my little. He was best friends with my little brother. I would like catch him, like skipping class. I would
Yeah.
come home and be like, "Hey, who got next?" I come in the room, they're
Oh
like,
my god.
"Let me get next, bro."
Yeah, and then like, you know, as I moved out the city and then time went on, now we're both in Korea, both in the music industry. I'm just like surfing on Instagram and I see Grammy award-winning mix engineer. I'm like, I feel like I know this guy. What the And then I look at the name, David Kim. I was like, and I DM'd him. I was like, yo, this is Matthew from like way back in the day.
Yeah.
And then we reconnected again. Now in the industry, I think the person who knows me the most furthest back is you.
Oh,
Yeah. Let's go
amazing.
way back.
Yeah.
Fifth
You know,
grade.
his screen name back then was Big Matthew.
Yeah.
Like, it hasn't
And he
changed.
was actually
changed.
big back then, right?
Yeah, yeah, he was a little chunky.
Yeah.
Super cute, super cute.
Yeah.
And the next time I see he's 6'3", I'm like, oh my goodness.
How was he as a child?
He's super nice and innocent. We used to play Diablo 2 together.
Diablo.
Diablo
Oh my
too.
god.
Yeah, me, him,
What
and
is that,
Joe,
like-
my little brother.
Middle school?
Yeah, we used to run
Right.
that game.
He used to go crazy.
Diablo.
He always had the best items.
Hey, drop that axe. Run that.
Wait, as an engineer, having to mix and master the same song like over and over again, do you ever like just want to rip your ears off?
Oh yeah, it's like every day, every day. But it's like this is the career I chose, and I worked so hard to get to this point where I'm like, everything becomes a job eventually, right?
Yeah.
Even
Right.
the thing you love the most in life.
Yeah.
But you have to remind yourself, like, yo, I work my ass off to get to this place where this can be my job. You know, so I have to remind myself, like, okay, this is what I signed up for, and this is what I'm good at.
Right.
You know, sometimes the thought of not wanting to do it prevents you from enjoying it. And then the more you can like just accept that you're gonna have to do it, it's like, okay, let's just make the best out of it.
Yeah.
So how does one learn to mix and master? Do you have to go to school for that?
Well, actually, I have a YouTube page where
Oh.
I Twitch like 2 times a week, and
Oh,
I
okay.
have people submit like their songs that they want me to mix on like
And you do it live?
On the
Yeah,
show.
I'll just
shoot.
do it live, and then they ask me like questions, and I stop and answer all these questions.
Oh, shoot.
Like, I'm really into just playing it forward. And
What's your
like-
Twitch?
Man.
my Twitch is David Yungin Kim,
Okay.
and my Instagram, the YouTube is All Up in the Mix.
All up in the mix.
Yeah, yeah.
If you guys are
Check
aspiring
those out.
mix engineers, check it. You learn. I feel like you put everything out there.
That's so
Yeah,
nice of
I don't
you
hold back.
for free.
Yeah, I don't hold back.
That's
Yeah, because
all the colleges right now are like, we gotta get this guy back.
Get his band or
He's taking all that tuition money from us.
make him a professor here or something.
you know what it is though. Like I went through the school route, and I probably say I use like 10% of the knowledge I learned in school, the education in real life, right?
Okay.
Real life knowledge is not from books. So I want to play it forward, and like, if I can, prevent you from going through the 10 years that I went through to learn this one thing and teach it to you in 10 minutes,
Right.
then you can focus on pushing the genre forward. You can focus on pushing engineer forward and not have to worry about the necessities. You know what I'm saying? Innovation comes after like you have that foundation. But if you have that foundation early, then you have more time to innovate.
That's crazy. I feel like it's really hard to find like-minded people like that because everyone's so like step by step, do it this way or you're wrong type thing. But I feel like the way you're doing it, you're expediting the process of letting the creative side and letting people really put out quality faster too. That's
Because
crazy.
music, there's no rules, you know? There's really no rules to this.
Yeah, college is not important.
Don't waste your money.
That's the lesson.
You don't need college.
Wait, so what year did you actually start working as a mixing engineer?
So in 2011, I started interning at the studio. It's called Chalice Recording Studio.
Shout out Chalice.
And I started as an intern, and then I was a runner for 4 years.
Tell us what a runner is.
A runner is someone that
I have no idea.
It's like in Korea, it's a manager where like they'll go get food, they'll clean up after the artist.
Right.
But I actually work for the studio, so like every morning I'm sweeping the floors, picking up garbage. After the sessions are gone, I'm cleaning up after the sessions, and then just making sure that all the artists are like just taken care of, and then after they leave, I'll sneak into the studios. You know.
Oh, you got
Like,
free time then?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll work 9 to 6, and then from 6 to like 2 a.m., I'll just, any studio that's open, I'll get in there and like practice. Sometimes I'll mix like the same song over and over and over if I don't have new stuff to mix. And it started as like a recording engineer. So I'll like hit up people to record for free. They'll come over and I'll record them. And then eventually like I had so much practice that I was better than the guys that are the head engineers.
Right.
So when I got the opportunity to show that I can engineer, like I went right up to the top.
What was that opportunity moment like? Like if you don't mind sharing that about with us, like that one moment that you got, right? It must have been like a turning point for you.
Oh yeah, one of the engineers, he went on a 1-month vacation to Europe.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say his name because he just won a Grammy for Best Engineered Album this year with Victoria Monet, Todd Robinson. Shout out to Todd. To Todd, but his absence was my was my opportunity. He went on vacation, and I stepped up and you know I covered for him. And then even when he came back, I was sharing the workload now because the clients would request me.
I really like this David guy. Can you be in the studio? That's insane.
And so it was kind of weird for a little bit.
But they
I was
gotta
like,
know
I don't
how
know.
hard that is to do. That's not something that you can do. Like, oh, if you're just gonna, you know, like just through practice, like that's a lot of work that you put in
For sure,
For people
for sure.
to, you're basically taking like, I don't want to say it so negatively, but you're like taking the clients because you're basically showing how good you are. That's not easy to do.
Unintentionally.
Yeah,
Unintentionally.
unintentionally.
Yeah.
And especially for artists, they have their comfort in the studio. They really care about who's in the studio, right? And they care about who's working there, who's recording their voice. And the fact that you did that is just kind of, that's mind-boggling, man.
Yeah, I kind of took the approach was like, whatever I'm doing, I'm gonna try to do it better than anyone that's done it. So if I'm like the janitor, which a runner was a lot of the time, then I'm gonna make sure this studio was cleaner than it's ever looked. So if the owner ever stepped into his studio, he'd be like, "Yo,
Who cleaned this place up?
who dusted?
did we renovate this place?
This? Like, you know, who dusted the chandelier? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I would just like I'll set up a ladder just so like I can catch my manager walking in, and I'm like up there like. Hey, you know,
You went the next level to do it.
So, like,
were you like that as a kid too? Like just
no, I was a lazy kid. But I think there was a point where I hit rock bottom, and I was like, I've not maxed out in effort in anything I've ever done. I think I want to try maxing out in one thing and see if I can be successful.
That was at Chalice.
That was at Chalice.
There's a lot of movie, bro. It sounds like a movie.
You know, but I feel like it's almost inevitable for you to get like that because I've witnessed David record other people, and I've also recorded with David. I've never met someone that's tracking my vocals be this catering.
Wow.
Yeah, I feel like you're very catering to your artists too to make it almost like there's trust that's built so fast in your sessions. Like you just want to come back.
It's because the music like is from you guys. I'm like, if I'm the engineer and playing that role, then I'm helping. I want you to get your vision out on audio, right? Where because artists and producers, the idea lives up here. A good engineer would be like, let me have a conversation with you Let's see what you want to get out. And then be like, I know how to do that for you. Here, get in the studio, try this. And then, you know, see the smile on their faces and then be like, okay, let's keep going. Bounce off ideas and yeah.
The sessions are lit. I'm gonna tell you.
great. That's so much fun.
Yeah, they're so fun.
So you're never like, he's never intimidating or scary or like.
No, I was just messing with you. Before this episode, I was like, yo, someone scary's coming. I was like, don't look him in the eye for a moment. Like 3 seconds.
Don't look him in the eye.
No, I was messing with
Nicest
you.
guy.
Is that why when I came in, I say, hi, I'm David? It's just like,
Man.
yeah, man.
So, you also have videos coming out.
Like music
for
videos?
music videos and also an intro video.
Oh, yeah.
Which I was privileged to watch as well.
You were like one of the only people.
It's crazy. If you guys have, it's gonna be out probably after this episode airs. Yeah,
Probably like 2 weeks or so.
stay tuned for that because that will hit your soul. It's not gonna hit your ears. It's not gonna hit your eyes. That shit's gonna hit your soul.
I don't even have to
hope
market
it hit
this.
your ear and eyes too, though.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
It'll go through your ears and eyes.
Such
To
a
your
feel.
soul.
I love that I don't have to say nothing because Big Mac.
I'm
Yeah.
hyping.
For real.
That's
I'm so
crazy.
hyped for you too.
Yeah.
And besides the fact that it's because I'm on the album too, it's just a fucking good album. It's a
Thank
great
you, bro.
album. And I feel like a lot of it is what kami. How do you say kami in
Kami?
dare I say?
Dare I say?
Something missing from the hip hop scene out here too.
Wow.
Is
Damn.
what I feel.
Hey man, let's manage the expectations.
Should I?
It is
No,
me.
it's seriously like I don't know. That's just how I feel. Yeah.
No, I asked about when you started doing music, like mixing and mastering, because you started in 2011 and now it's 2024. So during the past like 13 years, you've seen how the music industry changed musically and just, I guess, like business wise.
Yeah.
What's the biggest change?
Yeah.
I think music kind of became the vehicle for popularity, where it's not you become popular so people hear your music. You know what I mean? Nowadays, it's like, I'm going to use music to be famous.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like, and the quality kind of suffered from it. Of course, there's like, music is way more accessible than it's ever been in the history of music.
That's
Right.
That's
So-
a pro for sure.
So it's really dope to see like every once in a while, like that 4 Bats, 3 p.m. That song came out on Instagram Reels for me. Well, I was like, that song is crazy
What
as hell.
song is that?
What's that?
He's he's just signed to Drake. He just signed to OVO. He put out
Oh, wait, I think I
3
heard
songs.
about
He
it.
put out 3 songs and they got signed to Drake.
Like by himself?
How does that song? Do you know the song?
I'm gonna have to.
3 p.m.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
You know what I'm
song.
talking about, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I heard the
so
song.
now we have opportunity for like to recognize or to find songs like that where it's just like, oh, this is dope. But then also like, 9 out of 10 of the songs that come out are just like this again. Oh man, yeah. But it's like you have to be very, very patient with music nowadays. Because I'm not gonna be like the old head that's like, oh man, back in my day the music was so good.
But it was though.
Everything was a
It
banger when it
was,
came
but-
out. But these days,
But it's like the good music still exists. It's
Yeah.
just harder to filter out and be patient through like so
Yes.
much thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
I
know?
feel like a lot of people do quantity over quality these days too. They don't like wait to make an album that they genuinely like and stuff. They're just like, oh, I gotta put something out to be relevant. And they
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
So that's a good word. I feel like music and relevancy has become such a hand-in-hand thing nowadays. Popularity, relevancy, like it goes also just because like I'm seeing a lot these days about branding. I feel like music and branding also goes hand in hand, which kind of ends up saturating the industry too a lot.
Right.
So I feel like it's hard to see in it. It makes the job harder for artists too, I feel like.
Yeah. It's like the you know how clothes, the fast fashion, the Sheins and
Yup.
it's kind of like that with music too, where it's like there's so many cheaper copies of the
Yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, that it's hard to find the next dope thing.
I know the next best dope thing.
His album.
Right here, folks.
The intro video is coming out.
April 11th. April 11th.
The first one drops.
I didn't even pay him for the verse.
I said I was gonna hop on that as soon as.
Oh man.
Wait, but you know how these days for a song to do kind of well, it has to be popular on TikTok, like SNS.
Right, like
do you also think
marketed
about that
properly.
when you were producing this song? Like, which track is gonna get a dance challenge on TikTok?
Yeah.
Right.
I did briefly, but to be honest, I didn't download TikTok until like a couple months ago because I was so like, I was being old man.
Hey, it's okay. I downloaded it like last week. I didn't have TikTok. I didn't.
A shorty sent you something and you wanted to see it.
I started playing Call of Duty, and then my brother-in-law kept sending all these videos of like, the best gun build in Call of Duty and stuff like that. And I was like,
You play Warzone?
I still suck at it. I asked him. I play with him.
we play.
I still suck, but
We play too.
Oh, really?
play too,
I'm trying to get better, so I'm like, maybe the guns will help. I suck at Call of Duty. Maybe better guns will help. But then, they're like sending a bunch of videos, but it's all TikTok. So I'm like, God, all right.
We finally bit.
Yeah.
Me too. It was because
It was
of the
like
music
last week.
stuff and like funny videos. But to answer your question, I did consider it, and I'm like, but I don't have enough experience on TikTok to be like,
This is gonna do
this
well.
is gonna
Right,
do
this is
well.
gonna blow
yeah,
up,
I
like-
haven't heard. I haven't seen that algorithm enough.
But are there like experienced people that know what's gonna be like? You never know what's gonna be hot on TikTok, right?
Yeah, because
I feel like
the kids run it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it can be
just-
anything.
You
Honestly,
just have to
So-
cater to like middle schoolers.
Yeah. It's weird because when TikTok first came out, they were paying these kids that had
What?
1 million followers, like, but they would pay them like $50. Hey, I'll pay you $50, do a dance challenge to this. But now it's like, yo, give me 10 racks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Give
Now
me 50
it's like-
racks.
It's insane how
Right?
much it is. Yeah.
Oh, but did you guys hear the bill got passed in America, so they might
Ban
ban
TikTok?
TikTok,
That's what I
in
heard too.
America.
TikTok's
right?
Yeah, I think
I've
like
all
today
seen
or
it
like
on my
yesterday or
stories.
something.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, no more
so
TikTok.
it's like one step. It's not like banned yet, but it's like a step closer to being banned in America.
They've been
Yo, that's
saying
about to
that.
hurt a
no,
lot
but
of
they
bank
passed
accounts.
one of the bills
Yeah.
like yesterday or like
Whoa.
this
It's a
week.
significant move.
So
That's
then it's
next
like
move,
one
yeah.
step closer, I guess. But I also read that Instagram had more downloads than TikTok in 2023.
Wow.
Oh, really?
So
So reels are more
'Cause reels
relevant,
are-
so
maybe?
maybe
Going up too,
yeah.
yeah.
So maybe we could delete TikTok again. And
Yeah.
we could just try to see what's popular on Instagram.
Hey, they got gun builds on Instagram Reels too, bro.
I'll
send you some. I'll send you some.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, dude. It's like meta build. I'm like, all right, and then I'll still die like 50 times. I'm like, no, it's not the gun.
You spend 2 days trying to get the gun.
Yeah,
And then you get the gun and it's like,
I still
it's
suck.
me.
Yeah, it's just me.
It's me all
It's just me.
What do you think about songs getting shorter and shorter?
Oh yeah.
I don't mind the songs getting shorter because our attention span is shorter.
Yes.
Yeah, me
You know
too.
what I
Gotten
mean?
shorter.
How many times are you on, like, you know, when you're going to sleep, you have reels on or whatever. You can't get past the five seconds.
Yeah.
You watch
Yeah.
5 seconds. If you're not hooked on it, you know what I mean? No one's listening to a 3.5 minute song now.
Not easy.
You know, the first minute, if it's not fun, if it's not catchy, then next song. And it doesn't hurt them at all because there's 10,000 songs coming out every single day.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Come to think about that, with that in mind, do you guys feel like, or I feel like K-pop being as big as it is right now, it's because I feel like there's so much dynamic in the song that you feel like you're
100%.
listening to a new song, like
Yeah.
verse after
Yeah,
verse.
that's a really good point.
Yeah.
That's
They
a
do that
really
though.
good
They
point.
mix like
Mixing genres?
3 different genres into
Yeah.
one song.
Yeah.
That's the psychoacoustics.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know what that word is, but
So,
yeah. yeah.
the psychoacoustics.
Psychotic acoustic guitar. Something like that. What?
Explain what that is.
Basically, it's the thing, like all the stuff that's happening in your brain with in your subconscious.
Yeah.
And acoustic being with the things you hear.
Right.
Right. So like, we don't know cognitively, or we're not we're not thinking about, oh, this song is changing genres, so it's keeping me enticed. But secretly, that might be what it's doing.
Right. Because it's changing, like you're just subconsciously like,
it's just
like
something new.
Right. Because look, music is so connected to feeling, right? So if a song goes from rap in the beginning and then suddenly it goes to R&B pre-hook, it's just like, oh, my mood just changed. And it's like, oh, I want to see what else it brings. And then it's like an EDM hook. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
You know?
I was sad just a second ago, but now I'm lit.
People love changing emotions, feeling different emotions. We might have cracked the code right now.
We're just talking about.
You have to change your entire album now. You gotta. Every song has to have three genres.
I do have like beat switch ups in a lot of the songs.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it spicy.
And it is spicy, ladies and gentlemen.
How spicy?
It's pretty fucking spicy.
Oh,
Purdak spicy.
The extra spicy one.
The bomb level.
Yeah.
Shit gonna hurt your stomach.
Oh no, I don't like spicy stuff.
I always wondered with music, like mix engineers and stuff like that, how do you keep your ears healthy?
Oh,
because you're
that's
constantly listening. So like my first question actually is the question A in that is, how loud do you mix? I want to know about that.
I mix on the louder side.
Okay.
But to counter that, I take a lot of breaks. So I'll maybe listen to, I'll work for like 20 minutes straight, and then I'll take like 5 minutes off or 10 minutes off. I'll like throw on Get Real.
Let's go.
Go on TikTok.
But it's not like loud music. It's just like talking and stuff. Yeah.
You know, so every 20, 30 minutes, I'll go to YouTube or something.
It's like a palate cleanser kind of thing. Like a little cleanser.
That's my ginger.
Ginger. Like the coffee beans. Like,
But I do like mixing pretty loud because like for me, I have to feel it, you know.
Right.
Right.
How do you decide, okay, this is enough? Because just like mixing, I feel like, because I experienced that with editing, I keep holding on to it. Because I'm like, okay, let me make it better. Oh, I can make it a little better. And mixing, I feel like there's no end too. How do you decide, okay, this is good enough?
When you're happy with the mix and there's a deadline, then we put it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's a part of like maturing as an editor, a mixer, and any category of work that you choose. Like you have to know when the client's happy, and then when, okay, this is good right now. If there's any mistakes or if there's anything I can get better from, then there's always the next time to do it. You know what I mean? This is not my last. Right.
That's super professional way of thinking things. Yeah.
Have you ever had an instance where you thought it just sounded good the way it was, but your client was like, no, like I think you should increase this or make this a little. What do you do? Do you listen to the client?
Always.
Really?
Always.
Even though in your head you know this is way better, like he doesn't know anything.
There's a lot of times where we'll degrade the mix, and I'm like, oh, but I can only say so much before it's my ego, speaking. Where it's like, there's a lot of times where I get the song to where I like it, and then they'll be like, oh, I need the vocals higher. And then eventually I'm just like, I just tune out and I'm like, is there anything else you want fixed? And then whatever they ask for, I just do. You know what I mean?
I didn't know you wanted a podcast. I thought you wanted music.
Exactly. With elevator music in the background. Like, yeah.
Oh my God.
But as an engineer, you can't have ego. Whether you're a recording engineer or mix engineer, it's like you're in the service industry, and they hire you to do a service.
Yeah.
So whatever they say.
But also,
Service
you're
industry
like the
clients
professional.
always,
You're the expert in that
But
scene.
I think that's what makes him the professional.
Yeah.
That mind of thought.
But I feel like if I was the client, I would just trust the engineer to know what's the best.
Those are my favorite
best
types of clients. You know,
Yeah.
go to
every once in a while I'll get mix one. This is perfect. No way.
How was it like with BM? How was it like with BM? Honestly, how was it like with BM?
He's one of them.
Oh,
He's like, dude, this is fire.
Yeah.
But can I change one?
It never goes to mix 3 or 4. It's always like, it stays at 2 or 3.
Yeah.
that was a good impersonation. That was pretty good.
I always start with the compliment first.
He's one of my easiest clients, bro.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
but I know him, so I know what he's trying to get to with the song.
Right.
Like, versus if I get like a straight K-pop song, straight from the label, I've never met them or nothing.
Right.
And they're like, hey, this is the reference, try to get it sound like this. I'm like, pfft. I just like stab in the dark. Hey, does this sound good?
Yeah.
And then they're like, send me 3 pages of notes and I go through them. Send me another 3 pages, I go through them. Now at that time, that like, okay, this one's gonna be the one that feels like work. But the next one, I'm sure it's gonna feel like art. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's always another, you know what I'm saying? It's always gonna even out in my point of view.
Wait, so when you mix, do you get paid for the amount of hour you spend mixing, or is it just one song? Is it for the song?
It's for the song.
So they can just ask you to make 1,000 changes and you just have
Some
to do
mix
it.
engineers will charge per revision after a certain amount of revisions.
Oh, I see. That makes
But
sense.
me, I'm like, if you trust me, like we gonna go to the end.
Wow.
Like I've done like mix 30.
What the?
Wow.
It was actually for Big Sean. We went to a mix 30, and I'm like, that's one of the instances where I'm like, yo, bro. Like, I think mix 25 was really good, And then sometimes we'll go back to like mix 25. We're like, but if we have all of them, then the artist can be like, oh yeah, this was better,
Are they pretty like little changes too? Like very detailed changes?
Dude, sometimes I'll get like, hey, lead vocal down 0.2 dB. I'm like,
How can you
really?
tell?
Can
You should
really
just send the
hear
same
that?
thing and see if they notice.
Low-key, I've done that. Low-key, I've done that. I'll change like mix 4. I'll just rename it mix 5. I'll send it over there and they're like,
Shit's so fire. What did you do to
This
it?
is exactly what I wanted.
Yo, they're dying right now.
it's okay if it goes on because they will never know.
They
will never know.
You said you
Dude,
liked
makes
it.
sense.
No, but what's it called? That happened to JYP too.
Oh, the recording session.
Yeah, the recording
I've seen
session.
that
Like
before.
Kim Tae-woo. You know who Kim Tae-woo from JYP, right? Yeah. So then he sent pretty much the same vocal file.
Yeah.
It's the same one. He just changed the names, just 1 and 2, but it was the same one.
Yeah.
He sent it over to JYP and he was like, oh, Hyung, like, which one do you think is better? And then he was like
2.
He was like, oh, I think like 1 was cleaner, but 2 has more soul in it or something like that. Or something like that.
I think it was he was in the recording studio and he couldn't get it right. So the last take he did, he was like frustrated. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. So JYP went to the bathroom and he comes back. He plays it again and faking that he re-recorded it. And he's like, there you go. I knew you could do it. It was that guy.
shoot.
What is that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
It's all here.
Yeah.
It's all here. Yeah.
It all like depends on your mood too sometimes. Right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you'll record something and you're in a bad mood.
right.
You hate the song. You come back and listen to it the next day. You're like,
Crazy.
It's
this is
kinda
me?
good.
Yeah.
This is nice.
It's so conditional when you listen to it too, right? Yo, have you guys noticed? I was listening to my next drop this morning, right? When I woke up,
Yeah.
it seems so much faster.
Oh.
It depends.
So,
yeah.
I
It really
heard
depends on when you
depends
listen.
on your mood and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Really?
Your heartbeat.
Yeah.
It also depends on your heartbeat.
That's so true.
Yeah.
After I do like a run of playing ball, and I listen to a song, it sounds like it's so
more hype.
fast. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, the beat to the
no,
BPM
it
What's
just
was
sounds
opposite for
slower.
you?
When you're up, it sounds slow.
Oh, does it?
Yeah,
Wow.
but when your heartbeat, like when you're hella relaxed and your heartbeat's like slow, then it
Sounds
feels fast.
fast.
Yeah.
I think it might be different for every
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
It could be,
too.
it could be, yeah. But that's also really interesting.
Psychoacoustics.
That's what
He
it
said
was.
it again. It must be an important word.
Wait, who is an artist that you really enjoyed working with in the studio? Excluding BM.
Okay. No more.
BM,
We're ending
bro.
the bromance.
End it right here,
I'm
bro.
sick of it.
I really enjoyed
He has the
working
Seti.
with.
Bromance ending.
Put it right in front of me.
the sad eat. I really enjoyed working with Nipsey Hussle because I got to mix his last single before he passed. That won a Grammy. That went platinum. So that was really dope. And then another artist is Nas because as I told you guys, the first album I ever purchased was Illmatic, and it was written
Full circle.
And we just mixed. I just mixed the last 6 Nas albums, and we went to the Grammys 3 times, not nominated 3 times, and won 1. So, and that was his first Grammy win. Yeah,
It's all because of you.
it wasn't. But
I don't know. Psychoacoustics. I don't know. Psychoacoustics.
but that's like working with Nas. When you're locked in and you're actually working, you don't feel like you're like this is Nas, right? You're just like, this is a client. We're doing this thing, right? And then after it's recorded, you sit back and then I'm like,
You get emotional with it.
what am I doing? What am I doing here? Right?
Bro.
Because like Hit Boy is my favorite producer. Nas is my favorite rapper of all time. And then after the song is done, I sit back and I'm like, I almost want to cry.
Yeah,
I start nervous. I'm like, what? How am I here right now?
Wait,
know?
so you already achieved your dreams?
Yeah. No, I can die happy, yo. Yeah.
It sounded like it just hit you. You were like, oh, shit, yeah.
For real, I don't get to think about it a lot because I don't have these conversations where people put into perspective. You know? My wife does all the time, like, and I'm like, yeah, but hearing it from your wife and hearing it from other people is different. I'm sorry.
You don't want to say that when she's right there.
No. I'm acknowledging that she said it first. You know what I mean? But sometimes the person closest to you, you don't listen to as well.
For sure.
Like
She's not content with the excuse. She's like, that was some bull.
like your parents give you advice all the time, but you listen to that advice coming from someone else.
For sure, bro.
Eventually,
different.
right.
Yeah.
Do you get it now?
Yeah.
Babe, I love you.
I didn't hear. I love you too. We'll see. Oh shoot. Oh
Okay, well, since you worked with your all-time favorite artist, are there other artists that you really want to work with?
I think the artists that I want to work with, I don't know yet. And like, they're the ones that like are gonna
like up and coming.
Yeah, like the next thing I want to do is work with artists that make me feel like a kid again, but not in the nostalgic sense. But like, you know, when you're a kid, the music just hits different. Right? You come home after a hard day, the only thing you got is your CD player, right? Or your boombox or whatever, right? And whoever your favorite artist is, he can speak to you like no one else can, right? I want that feeling where it's like, this kid is 16, 21, whatever he is, but damn, I feel like I'm 16 right now. I feel like I'm 12 right now, you know?
When was the last time you had that feeling listening to music?
Oh my goodness.
Like an artist in a studio or like just like when it hit you out of nowhere in the car? Don't even remember, huh?
Now there's some stuff like, you guys know Sabrina Claudio?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah, Sabrina Claudio's like first 2 albums, they hit like, you know, that's some where like you listen to music and you start seeing sound and like, you know what I'm talking about? You're just like, wow, I can picture this music, you know, in my head. And like, I think that's something that I miss, like the quality of music. And it doesn't just have to be rap or hip hop. And in that scene, the storytelling or the wordplay where you're just like, wait, hold on. Like, what did he just say? Rewind it 5 times and be like, dissect the lyrics. Like, you know, when I was young, we used to have to print out the lyrics. It was like, wait, is that what this is? Like, this is crazy. Yeah, I want that. I want that back.
Sabrina, what was it? What was the artist?
Sabrina
Claudio.
Claudio.
All right, I'm
Is she
have to
still
look her up.
releasing music these days?
I think so.
Oh, really?
I think she just put something out. I haven't heard it though.
Yeah, I like her old albums.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Like, people when the first 2 albums, they're like possessed, right? They have that hunger. They have
right.
and then once they get successful and you know
They
you make some
relax
money,
a little bit.
it just doesn't hit the
It's hard to
same. Like,
maintain that.
right,
Yeah.
right. And that's, I think, like that's the sad part about music, where
Yeah.
it's like new artists are always making like the most, like the deepest stuff.
That's why I started appreciating
There's
artists
that,
that
like, hunger.
are consistently
Mm-hmm.
improving what they're doing, right? Like personally, I love The Weeknd and I love what he's improving on.
Bruno too.
Bruno Mars. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many artists like that. At the same time, there's artists that have this big breakout and then
never-
they just
yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
So it
I
just
think you're
shows you how-
constantly improving too.
Huh?
I think you're constantly
thank
improving
you,
too.
thank you.
Aw.
Every
Aw.
release.
You got a great voice,
Dang,
bro.
what?
You
All
got
of
a
a
really
sudden-
good voice.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah. No, we need to all work on something.
I'd love to. Love to
Yeah,
love
I'm
to do
open
it.
to it. Now we're all friends, right? So if y'all need some, now
Yeah,
if, y'all,
for sure.
if y'all need something mixed, you know, I'll
man.
be butthurt if you don't come to me. Okay.
I actually will.
Yeah, for sure.
You know how we say like oldies but goodies,
Mm-hmm.
and we always love the songs that we grew up with.
Yeah.
Do you think it's actually because the songs were better, or is it just the nostalgia that's telling us that it was better?
That's crazy because earlier, you know how you mentioned it, like music used to be better when we were kids. I was thinking this exact thing where it's like, I have an opinion on it, and I think it's because when we're kids, we have more time to listen to music.
Yes.
Right.
And we have a different relationship with music. As we grow older, if we're professionals in music, then now it kind of becomes our job. So now we're like studying music, right? We're listening to music from a different lens. And like when we were kids, it's just like, you just let it take control of us. So I'm not sure about, whether it's the music that was better back then, but I'm sure if you ask like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old right now, they'll be like, oh, the music right now is way better because it makes them feel way more emotion than the music we listen to makes
Yeah.
them feel.
Probably.
It's like what you were
Right.
talking about when we were 16, the way music then hit us then.
Right. Because
Yeah.
we're experiencing first love,
Yep.
heartbreaks.
Yeah.
We're going through our rebellious phase. So like, Tupac. Yeah.
that moment in life makes us who we are, and I think music has a lot to do with it too.
Yeah. And that's why when we hear that song, boom,
It
we're
just-
like,
Yeah.
we're
Nostalgic.
back to that
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
But I do feel like the melodies were better back then. Like they were simpler,
Melodies?
but
They're definitely simpler.
Simpler, yeah, for
simpler.
sure.
Yeah,
But
simplicity.
is it?
And the
I don't know.
lyrics.
Yeah, I
The
don't know.
It's all
lyrics
personal
were,
taste.
the lyrics were more profound.
They ran out of lyrics to write, so they got changed.
There's no cancel, there's no cancel
Yeah.
culture then, so it was more. I feel like it was more free.
Yeah.
I feel
Even
like-
Korean
Yeah.
music, like folk music from the 80s, 90s, like the lyrics are just
Like
so
Arirang music?
beautiful. No, like
How do you think she was, bro?
Her roots go deep.
But she said folk music, so
no,
I'm
like
like,
Kim
yo.
It hits.
Talk,
Oh, okay,
those
okay,
kind
okay.
of artists.
But I think that was when Korea, like the Korean pop, like not pop, but like popular music was that genre. But now it's become totally different. So it's like you don't get that anymore. There's still artists that make songs like Yuja. Still to this day. It's just that we don't get to see them
Too many-
commercially be successful.
Yeah.
Right.
But because it's not what they want, what the people are wanting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah. And we put a lot more effort into listening to music back then, whether it was downloading manually from LimeWire and then getting scammed with like a 25
virus.
minute.
Computer viruses.
Yeah. Or like buying CDs, going to the CD store to buy a CD. But now it's just with the click of button. It's so
Accessible.
Yeah.
so accessible and
It's
we
too
take
easy.
it for granted. It's easy and we also have so many songs to choose from, which at
Yeah.
times is good because these apps like Spotify, they have algorithms, so they track the songs you listen to and they
Right.
introduce you
Right,
to
right,
new
right,
songs,
yeah. So
true.
which is great. But I don't know, like I can't memorize songs these days because
I can't either.
right? When we were
Yeah.
younger, we listened to the same CD over and over again. We know the lyrics by heart, but now
Yeah.
unless I really love that artist, it's hard to memorize the song from the beginning to
Yeah.
end.
That's ever
When you're a kid, you're trying to memorize.
Yeah, because you want to be
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's kind of how I judge if a song is really good or
Yeah.
not. If it sticks. Because I have like goldfish memory these days.
So what's the
Yeah.
song you heard recently that actually stuck?
Got me on the spot right now.
Song with David, bro. What are you doing, bro?
Honestly, I've been listening to just my songs the most
Yeah.
these days.
Can't blame you. That's what happens, man. Like if you do this.
It's an Afropop song by Playboy. It's called Playboy.
Playboy Cardi?
Actually, is it called Playboy? Hold on.
Wait, like the artist Playboy Cardi or like the song
no,
name
no,
is
no.
Playboy?
Called Playboy,
Oh,
I
okay.
think. For me, it was Tyler. Water.
Water?
Yeah,
Water
that was heavy on my mind for a while.
the song is Playboy by Fireboy DML.
Fireboy
Oh,
DML.
that's a deep cut, huh?
Yeah. It was fire.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Gotta look them up.
Do you also listen to Korean Idol music?
Not a lot, but I'm trying to get hip to it because like I've worked with in the last year or two, I've worked with a lot more Korean Idol stuff.
Oh.
Like,
Okay.
You have to,
Yeah.
you're getting the client, so you gotta understand.
yeah. I'm not into just like getting in, throwing my style on it. I have to like when I listen to K-pop music, I'm like, how did they get stuff sounding like this? Right?
It's
And
very different.
it's super different.
Yeah.
And these guys, even in mixing, these guys mixed a certain way for 10 plus years. And I've mixed hip hop and rap for
Right.
10 plus years. So I'm like, to get that super clean K-pop sound is really hard for me.
Yeah.
But I want to get better at it. And that's one of the challenges
Right.
that I've like accepted where I want more K-pop music to mix because I want that feeling again where it's like, I'm not the best at something. And I want to keep, working
You have
at
a great mindset.
Yeah, that's
Thank
what
you.
I was just about to say, right?
He
Like,
needs to be on mindset.
Yeah, he needs to be on mindset for sure.
Gems for days.
Yeah.
I don't know
Great
who
mindset,
we
bro.
need to talk to, but
Who are some big K-pop names that you've done? Because we mentioned BTS earlier. I know you did the RM album.
Yeah. So I didn't work with BTS as a collective, but I did a song off RM's Indigo. I did J-Hope and the J-Hope and J. Cole song.
Wow,
I
you
mixed
did.
that one.
What? That's
I
crazy.
mixed a couple from Jimin. And then I've done like Taeyeon, Baekhyun, XG. We're working
Wait, this
on
was
some
when
right
you were
now.
all in the States? When you were in the States? So they send you the file and, oh, wow.
Oh, Taeyang off his last album.
Damn.
Yeah, a couple others, but those are the
my
ones I can think of right
gosh.
now.
You're doing a bunch of stuff in Korea, like you were like with Gear Lounge too, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we did like master classes
Yeah,
and things
yeah,
every
yeah.
Oh, okay.
a couple of
So
years.
Gear Lounge is like probably the most famous like go-to place if you want to get music gear in Korea.
Yeah, pro consumer, pro audio gear.
Yeah,
right?
pro audio gear,
Oh.
and they basically invited him out, and he did like a master class. If you guys don't know what that was,
Yeah. I actually have my own little seminar
Oh.
workshop that we try to do every year. The last one was in
Aim Fest.
22. It's called Aim Fest, all up in the
Aim
Mix
Fest?
Fest.
Oh, okay.
But basically, we had our first one 2 years, 2022.
2022.
And it was like we set up a studio on stage and we show a start from finish, a song being made.
Oh, from
for
scratch,
how long?
just from
6
nothing.
hours.
6 hours.
Yeah. So we had P Dog. He's BTS's like main producer.
Oh, yeah,
he was
I've heard of
making.
him.
He made a live beat, and then after he made that beat, we arranged it, and then Loopy and Camo came out. They are writing live and recording in front of like
That's
300.
Dang.
And then I'll kind of put like a mix on it and explain like what I'm doing. So I really wanted to make it accessible. Like, hey, you have a lot of this stuff that you need to make music. You
Right,
know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like, let me show you that it's possible.
Yeah.
And then now it's up to you to put the dedication into it.
That shit was
It's
a
a lot
movie.
more easily accessible than you think.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because I had like similar experiences in the studio with like Pharrell. I was in the back watching him make beats and I was like, let me see like what program he has, what special sauce he got, right? But he pulls up Logic with like stock sounds and he's like, okay. And then I'm like, wait, that's the song. And then he starts putting like his little signature swing on it.
Right.
And you're like, wait, I can do this.
Yeah.
You know? So I had that aha moment and now I want to like,
Give that to other people.
Yeah.
This is a very nerdy question. It's just a personal one last question I wanted to ask him. It's just a personal
go
one I
for
wanted
it.
to
Yeah,
ask.
go for
wait.
Are you more of like an analog guy, or are you down with all the digital, like the digital plugins?
So I'm 100% in the box, which means I like the sound of analog, and there's no doubt that analog sounds better. But for me, I like being productive. I like the convenience of digital, which means like, hey, everything is on the computer.
Right.
If I want to, I can take my computer and go to a different studio, and I have everything that I need with me.
Right.
And then also, I have like some software on my computer where I can control it from my phone. Anywhere I'm at in the world, as long as my computer's on, like remote desktop. And literally yesterday I was bouncing out some stems from my hotel room on my phone.
Technology, man.
Yeah, if I had to have analog stuff, then I would actually need to twist the knobs to match the songs.
Right.
So it'd be like impossible, you know?
Yeah. It's crazy how they used to mix back in the day. Like,
Bro.
like manually they would have to do like the knob turning while someone's performing, like maybe singing or performing an instrument.
Yeah,
to
so
get
they
these
used
effects.
to have to do it live, and then when that turned into multi-track mixing, you know the consoles and big consoles in the studio.
Yeah.
Literally, they
Mixers.
would have to be like, they mix every single sound together, and then they print it, basically record it to a tape, right?
Yeah.
And if the artist or producer was like, "Hey, I want my guitars 2 dB louder," then they have
do
to
it
come
all
back. They have on the computer. There's this recall system. It tells you exactly what level every single thing was, where every single knob was.
The thing when you push it's like
Yeah, but at one point you had to manually match it to every single thing. That would take maybe an hour or two just to get the recall, and then they're like, okay, guitar is 1 dB up, and then you print it.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? So every time you had to do a edit, it would take 3 hours.
Yeah.
Imagine
even if it's super small.
mix 35 with that.
They would give up.
I heard a lot of artists back in the day, they would stretch the tapes too, or something like that, just to change the speed of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard about that? It's
I
insane.
didn't know. That's
So like the
interesting.
artist would be like, I don't like this. I think it could be faster or slower. I don't know what it was. And then they would literally take the tape and like try
You'll
to
have to
stretch
stretch it.
Stretch it out.
Yeah, and if you stretch it too far, it rips.
Yeah, it rips. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
You have to record it all over.
How would you know how much to stretch to match the BPM?
There will be
you
like
want?
machines
Yeah.
that do it for you. Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy.
So you're familiar with the analog, but you just basically prefer the digital now
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
box
yeah.
because it's so convenient, right?
I have like analog gear. It's just sits there.
Yeah, I mean,
it
but-
looks cool.
I think it's more for the
Looks
clients,
professional,
right?
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
That's interesting.
cool. We're learning so much.
Yeah,
You're like the
that's-
teacher. We're like
This is
the
pretty-
students. We're
That's
just
why.
like,
That's why I'm here. That's why I didn't know that today was gonna be like this. But, but I'm glad because I love talking about it.
Oh, thank
you know, I don't always have that audience.
I've actually heard all these answers before because I'm also in his lives and
Yeah.
like I'm watching his interviews and whatnot.
oh,
So I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh my
It's always the
God.
best surprise when I'm on Twitch and then VM's like, "Yo, what
Big-
up?" Everyone say what up to VM.
and when you're on Twitch, it's like 6 a.m. for me. I'll wake up, I'll get the noti, I'm like, oh, let's go.
That's crazy.
That's how he gets the sound. You know what's crazy though? I feel like you give the tools and you show everyone how to use it, but how to use it like you, that's like the biggest game.
Well, that's the part that like helps me sleep at night is because like I can give you all the tools. You can't do it like me though.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
You know what I'm
course.
saying? Because you can't emulate 10 years of experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you're
Incredible.
comfortable giving everything out.
Yeah.
I can tell you, but you can't do it.
And by the time like you can do it like me, I'm already on the next thing.
Yeah.
And that helps
That's
me.
gonna be
Right?
another 10 years.
Right? That helps me push myself and not get too comfortable because everyone's scared that someone's chasing them.
Right.
The younger, the better, the faster. You know, so like some of us need that thrill. Some of us need that scare to be like, oh, I gotta get up. I gotta go to work, you know? Or else I just get comfortable. And yeah.
It's like, oh, you got your first Grammy, huh? I'm
right.
on number 10.
Hopefully that's, hopefully, man.
Wait, what
Let's
did your
go.
parents say when you got the Grammys?
Oh, dude, they were speechless. My dad cried.
Wow.
Oh, this is something I love talking about too because I made my parents proud in a way that they could never imagined it.
Wow.
Right? So my parents growing up, if I became a doctor, lawyer, any of those things,
Right.
then I did exactly what they
want it.
yeah.
Yeah.
right? They expect it almost.
Yeah.
But if you come home with a Grammy, that's like, oh, they can't hold back those tears.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, and that's something that they can really be proud about.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because for Asian parents, it's like you're pursuing music,
Yeah.
but you
Dude,
got
I
Grammy.
get DMs. I get DMs from like aspiring producers and engineers that are Korean,
Oh.
and they're like, "My mom let me do music because of you,"
Oh,
Like,
Wow.
or like, "Oh, I was about to give up and I found your channel,"
Wow.
and I'm like, "Hey." So
That's
the
crazy.
purpose
That's
is
crazy.
different.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with music anymore. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's inspiring other people.
Mm-hmm.
It's incredible.
You know, it's crazy to get those messages from. Kind of goes back to what you were saying before. Someone who looks like me and does this too.
Yeah.
Like coming back to your heritage too, to come back and put out an album.
맞아.
Yo, this album's gonna be so.
Wait, you haven't spilled any other hints
Yeah.
about who else you're working with.
Yeah, you said you were
What can you?
sprinkle.
What can
Only
you?
Jesse and
sprinkles.
Camo.
I could give a good amount. You know, I have a song with Justice and PH1.
Peach one.
Man, I kind of want to share who's on the song with you, but I don't know if people are
Oh,
ready
it's
for
not
that.
just Matthew.
It's not just
we
Matt.
hard ass feature on that one
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
And he went.
Yeah. It's a he.
It's a
But,
he.
but
It's a
we'll
he.
make people wait for that one.
Yeah.
We got like on the intro of the album, we got Paul Blanco and Changmo.
Dang.
Jay's on there. Harry's on there. So like it started with just like I want to get some of the homies that I've worked with in the past.
Right.
And then it just grew. And I DM'd everybody. Like that's how I recruited all the artists, right?
Oh, okay.
And half of them I never even met, but I DM'd them. I'm like, this person would sound dope.
Right,
And then they're like, yeah, sure, let's do it. I'm like, oh, for real?
They went into here and said, wait, Grammy, what the heck?
I didn't listen to that.
It's crazy because last summer I came out here and I had no songs done. I just had the beats. And in 10 days, we recorded 12 songs.
Holy
Yeah.
Wow.
And they weren't written.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're
me
writing as you.
Yeah, me and Matt, we did like a 4-hour session.
Yup.
We finished the whole song, writing and recording.
Yup.
What the?
And I did that with all the other artists too. That's like the magic that I wanted to bring. You know what I mean? Like I'm really, really good at that, right? Even in mixing, like I'm still trying to get there. But bringing the best out of people and helping them realize what they're good at and trying to get their message out. That's you know, shout out to Jay, my manager. He pointed that out. Shout out to Connie, my
Yes,
wife. She
sir.
pointed that out where it's
Aw.
like this is your gift, right? You're the best mix engineer, you're the best recording engineer, you're not the best producer, but you know how to bring the best out of people and you know how to get people charged up. You know what I mean?
I was charged.
Level 1,000. Level 9,000.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely see that.
Really, really fun session. Really fun session.
Can't wait to listen.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be like dancey songs?
Oh, there's
what?
some in there that you can. You're gonna like some
Booty
of them.
dropping songs like
Yeah.
Some of them are just like straight bars. You know.
I have a question.
Diverse.
What do you want most out of putting out this album? Whether it be tangible, intangible.
I think this is more of like a, hey, I want to get my story out. I want to reconnect. You know, I don't care about the streams or the plays or if it makes any money. Like, I want this to be the start of, and maybe this kicks someone in the like, hey, let's go. You know what I mean? Maybe this can be like what Korean hip hop needs right now. Maybe this is,
it is.
just me
It might-
reconnecting with my people. You know, but I don't know exactly what it's gonna be, but I know that we're fully invested in doing it, and I know at the end of the day we did it our way. You know, and not by some music industry standard or because some company told us or some, you know, CEO told us to do it this way. It's just like, this is just us. And that's like the music at this purest form. You know what I mean? We're just kids. Like, we're just kids being able to make music the way we want to make music, you know?
Let the kids play, bro.
Yeah, let the kids
The
play,
kids
man.
play.
Wow.
Are you allowed to
in my-
drop what the name of the album is?
Yeah.
Are you waiting for that?
Well, I think this episode they said it's gonna drop like April 11 or something.
Yeah, April
I might be
11th.
teasing by then, but it's gonna be called "Did You Know?"
Did you
Like,
know?
Did you
Did you
know?
know?
And like,
Did you?
My name is David Yungin Kim, and it kind of
Oh,
lines up to that. Did
DYK.
you know?
Oh,
You know? Yeah.
DYK.
Yeah.
DYK.
Did you know? Like, did you know I was born here?
알았어.
Did you know? Did you know that I've done this? Did you know? Did you know that
You know?
Wow.
I knew?
Did you know
the,
David?
Childhood friends?
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you know?
Did you know?
If someone asks you about did you know,
Korean,
make
bro.
sure you know.
My
Make sure you
Korean,
know.
Yeah.
my Korean's decent, right?
I think it's good.
I've done like the Gear Lounge master classes
Right.
with,
Also, you
Oh, in
do it in
Korean.
Korean.
but it's not like good.
Right. Oh, but I
Right.
thought you'd just be doing it in English. Someone would be translating for you or something like that.
One time I did it in all Korean.
All Korean,
and they
wow.
had a translator for me, and I just like, no, you can take the day
Oh,
off.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
used to suck, but my wife, she helps me a lot, and we watch
okay.
mad K dramas.
K-dramas?
A lot of K dramas,
Hey, you
and
can't, dude, you gotta thank the wife, man.
bro, she's done everything.
Yeah.
I'm just a vehicle, man. like she's the ratatouille.
Puppeteer.
I'm just
Incredible.
Love that.
yeah.
Okay, guess which famous musician it is.
Okay, I'm probably gonna
Okay.
suck at this game.
I hope
Okay.
one of us are on it.
This could be embarrassing for me if I don't get any of them.
Hint one, I worked with
worked
Michael Jackson.
He worked with
Okay,
a bunch
okay.
of people, didn't he?
Hint two,
My
my
deep
deep
tone
tone.
was described as Rolling Stones' thick, jaunty grumble.
Big Jaunty Grumble.
Oh. Learn. In.
What is that?
You say you have
Okay,
5
next.
Okay,
minutes,
next
right?
one, next one.
Yeah.
Jeez. I was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I was born on May 21st, 1972.
Oh, same age as my
그거
mom.
아니야?
My birth name is Christopher George Latour Wallace.
Ashley?
Nah, Biggie,
Yeah.
Notorious B.I.G.
Yes, sir. I know you like Michael Jackson.
No, my answer was totally different. My answer was wrong.
From New York. Oh, it was wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, I think she got it.
I was
Who were you
thinking
gonna say?
Elvis Presley.
Honestly, when you did that little, I was like, she thinks it's Elvis.
Oh, that's
And the Rock and Roll thing too.
I thought it was
like, wait.
Slash.
It's
I got thrown off. I thought it might be like James Brown.
right.
Or-
Rock and roll. I
Wait.
didn't know.
Oh, yeah, it
Wow,
was kind of
wow.
recent. I saw it on a.
Was it?
yeah.
Wow.
But Christopher Wallace, I
So
know.
that's who you
Yeah.
confused Nas with earlier.
I was once a member of the boy band.
Justin Timberlake.
Oh, come on, bro. Come on.
Hint two, I'm heavily tattooed, having got my first one at 18 years old.
Bieber?
Nah, boy
He
band.
was
bro.
The One Direction guy.
Oh.
Hint
Zayn,
three,
Harry
I'm also an
Styles.
actor.
Harry Styles.
Oh, Harry
Hey.
Styles, I think.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're not supposed to answer yet?
Yeah, I mean, this.
Okay.
Hint four, I have won 3 Grammy
He's won
Awards.
3 Grammys?
I don't.
Incredible.
I auditioned as a solo contestant for the British televised singing competition, The
the
X
British?
Factor.
You did?
The British.
No.
You did? 3 Grammys.
What?
I didn't know this about you.
Is it Harry Styles?
Is
If
it
it's
Harry
British,
Styles?
it might be
I think
One
it's Harry
Direction.
It's Harry Styles.
Styles.
Hey.
Incredible.
You had that on the third slide, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hint one, my parents are both actors.
Jaden Smith.
Oh,
Bro, this guy's just ruined it forever.
I'm sorry.
I think you're right.
It is,
The way he
yeah.
laughed.
Oh, his
Oh, the
hint
way-
two.
oh,
my
it's-
debut
it's
single
Willow
was
Smith.
written and produced by my brother.
Oh,
He
it
doesn't
is.
have a brother. He has a
It's
brother.
Willow.
Hint three. I signed an open letter to world leaders urging them to take action against climate-induced poverty.
Sounds like.
Hint four. I am a huge fan of the Beatles.
Sounds
Hint
like
right, sounds
five.
right.
I regularly switch up my hair with bold and vivid colors.
boom. There you go.
I whip my
She
hair
whips it
back
too.
and forth. I whip my hair back and forth. Willow
Willow
Smith.
Smith.
Willow Smith?
Will Smith.
On
It's
you?
not? It has to be.
Oh!
Billie Eilish's
Dude, it was so
parents
obvious.
are
We
both
fucked up.
actors?
Who's her parents?
famous?
Dude, that's a trick question.
Oh.
That's why he was laughing the whole time. I knew something was up.
Billie
Yo.
Eilish. Interesting.
Curveball. I was born in Houston, Texas. I created my alter ego so that I can separate my confident onstage persona from my more timid personality. Oh,
I know,
bro.
this, I
Such
know.
a fear. My debut solo album won 5 Grammy Awards.
Oh, is that the...
Is it Childish Gambino?
I have 3 children. Wait,
네?
Blue Ivy. What's the
She has
other one?
one 아니었어요? 2? She has 2 children?
She has 2.
She has 3?
She has 3?
What's the last hint? Oh, it's easy?
Okay,
My husband is Jay-Z.
Wait, my alter ego.
That
Wait,
sound,
does
that sound like
Fierce.
Beyonce.
Beyonce has an alter ego?
Yeah,
Sasha
Sasha
Fierce.
Fierce.
Oh,
Yeah.
did not know that.
Two
Her
separate-
debut album is the Baby Boys. They
I
like that
think.
album, right?
That got 5 Grammys?
Fantasy.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Think about you.
I think
Let's just go with
I think it's
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
I think it's Beyonce.
What's the 5th one?
Beyonce.
Beyonce.
All on the mouth like
Beyonce.
liquor.
My husband is
Yeah.
Beyonce.
Beyonce,
All on my
Queen
mouth
Bee.
like liquor.
Damn. True dream was to become a comic book artist.
Oh.
Comic book
I feel like I've
artist.
heard this before.
Yeah, I think I heard that before.
My lyrics were once criticized for encouraging teenage rebellion. Eminem?
Tekashi.
Oh, I started in a biopic based on my own life story. I set the Guinness World Record with the song clocking in 1,560 words in 6 minutes. Eminem?
Wait, who?
Twista? Yeah. I once... Eminem.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Oh, 8 Mile. Right?
Yeah.
The biopic.
Slim
right?
Shady.
Oh, it is a
Eminem?
biopic.
Yeah, Eminem.
Eight Mile is a
man.
biopic.
Legend.
Marshall
Legend.
Legend.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm
That
about
was
to go.
fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
I'm about to go home and
You
watch
got,
8
you
Mile.
got one. You got one. You got one.
All right, well, it's almost time to say goodbye. David,
Yeah.
do you have any goals for this year, 2024, besides your album dropping?
Yeah, just to be healthy and to be a better person, husband, son,
Aw.
brother,
Oh.
and whatever that means, you know. And yeah, all my goals are, you know, not career related. You know, the career will handle itself, but I just want to.
That confidence.
I just want to be better. I just want to be better than I was yesterday.
Aw.
That's awesome.
I'm sure this episode is going to inspire a lot of people to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it inspired me.
Inspired us.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you guys for having me.
100%.
Thank you for
Really
coming.
fun.
Thank you.
Thank you so
No, it
much.
was really fun.
Thank
I
you,
didn't
thank you,
know.
thank
I didn't know what it would be like, you know, because I watch you guys on YouTube. So like, you guys are like celebrities to me. You know what I'm saying?
You got such a big oppa vibes.
Aw.
Very reliable.
I think probably one of the healthiest minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for
Thank
sure.
you. Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all
Thank
having
you
me.
for coming. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Also, everyone, be on the lookout for Did You Know?
Did you know?
Did you know?
Yes, sir.
Best album
But
of
did you know?
2024. Let's go. You're gonna want to know. It's gonna be crazy.
You will know.
You will know. You gonna
will
know.
know.
You gonna feel it. All right, guys, that wraps up today's episode. Watch full episodes on youtube.com/divepods. Once again, follow and review this podcast. 5 stars or you a
Did you know?
Did you?
They do now. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Let's go.
I'm not gonna stop. You know the soccer guys? They always do this.
Hooray.
If you enjoyed this episode,
Please make sure to like.
comment, subscribe.
And check out the other videos.
Season 4, baby. We're back. We're back. Back.